Now in this video, we're going to start to introduce lists in Python. And lists are very, very important. We're going to use them all the time. There are lists in other programming languages. They're more called arrays. And we're actually going to see how to use lists as arrays in Python later. So in learning a list, you're also learning a lot of the same ideas as what's called a one-dimensional array. And don't worry about the terminology for right now. But you're learning some really good stuff that you can then apply either in Python or other languages. Now, you can't just call something list to create a list, because that's a reserved word. So we're going to call ours list1. Now, to make a list, use brackets. And it's not a bad idea. You may notice sometimes I do this. Like when I start a bracket, I end a bracket. When I start a quote, I end a quote. And then I go back and I enter inside there. That's just something I was taught many years ago when I took an HTML course, and I've kind of carried over. Now you can put in your list anything you want. You can put a string. So we can put somebody's name, Billy. We could put 42. Maybe that's Billy's age. I don't know. Hopefully it's not his score in Python class. We can put just a letter, an A. Maybe Billy got an A in a course. I don't know. And we can put another number, 17. And that's our list. Yeah, it looks good. I don't see any big problems there. Now let's see what we can do. We can get the length of list1. And it'll tell us there are 4 items in there. Now, the thing to be careful of is Billy is item 0, 42 is item 1, A is item 2, 17 is item 3. Python still counts from 0. That never changes. The length just tells us that we have 4 items in there. And just like always, we can access, we can index. We can say, well, what's the first item? And that's 0. We can say for list 1, what's the third item? There we go. And that's 17. Now, I should say not the third item, but that's the item at position 3. Let me correct myself. So remember, 0, 1, 2, 3, position 3 is 17. We can print the list if we like. Now, it prints the brackets and the quotes and all that, so just be aware that that's how it prints. We can print a specific item. Let's print list1 sub 2. So hopefully we'll get the A, and it does. Oh, and that's nice too. When it prints the item, notice it did not print the quotes. It just printed the string there, the A. And we can do other things where we can show just part of the list. We could say, let's show list 1 up to 2, up to position 2. And that should get us Billy and 42, and yes, it does. So it's kind of working the same way that you index a string. Or we could say print from position 2 till the end. Now remember, 0, 1, 2. So position 2 is the A. And yeah, it printed that. Now this is all well and good, but we're only working in the shell. I'm just showing you how to play around with things in the shell. Oops, what we really want to do is, you just saw my recording software, that's okay. And what we really want to do is write little programs. So we have define main, remember the main function. And I'm going to make a list of different blues. If you've ever done any artwork, you might have heard of these blues, like ultramarine blue. Phthalo blue is a very pretty blue. Cerulean is kind of like a sky blue. And what's the other one? Oh, cobalt blue is a very common blue also, if you have ever done any painting, watercolor, acrylics, or oils. So now we have a list and it has 4 items in it. It has 4 blues. You say, well, who's going to use that? I don't know. Maybe if you were an art store like Michael's or an independent art store, you might want to keep track of, well, what kind of blues do we sell? I'm going to say X is the length of blues. So that should say now X is 4 because we have 4 items. So now I can say for I in range of X, going up to 4. Print, blues was our list, sub x, or sub I, excuse me. I don't want to do sub x because it would only print the last one. See, I starts out at 0, so it'll print the first thing. And I goes to 1. It'll print phthalo. Let's give this a save, and I already gave it a name because I'm just working off that test program, and give it a run. Boom, boom, boom. Printed them all out for us. So what it did was it said go 0, 1, 2, 3. Because remember, this x is going to be 4. X will be 4. And it always stops 1 before. So it printed it out. And here's what's really, really nice. And I think you're really going to like what this next thing is. I just think this is so really nice in Python. We actually don't need this. We don't need this in all. What we can do is we can say for paint in blues, print paint. Let me leave that there for you to look at. So blues is the list. Paint is a new variable. This is just like we would say for I. And you could say I if you want, but Python is really nice, and there's other languages that do this too, in that it allows you to be very conversational. It allows you to write things that look a lot more like the way we talk and the way we think. So we say for each paint in the list of blues, for each paint color, print that paint. So let's save it and run it. And it does that. We don't need to worry about the length variable. We don't need to add another variable. I think it's really sleek and kind of elegant there. So you're going to see that a lot. And also, these programs are in your packet. They're on pages, and all this information, they're on pages 24 and 25. And we'll do more with lists in the next video.